To better discuss the situation and what would this mean, be it in terms of the income, whether we're talking about the Emirates, or what could be important for the business activities. We are talking about this type of multinational companies. Joining me from Dubai, Mr. Vijay Valecha, CIO Century Financial. Welcome and thank you for joining us. What is actually the timing during which, of course, this business could be actually implemented on the multinationals, and since the early 2025? And do you believe that we need to have some kind of cautiousness when it comes to the quality of the companies that are investing in the Emirates?
Well, absolutely. Quality check is always important when it comes to FII investments. When it comes to foreign investments, a quality check is mandatory. It's something which UAE has been doing from a very long time, and these are all part and processes of it. You actually realize how good the balance sheets are and how clean the balance sheets are by taking such steps. So these things are very, very, you can say, required for the nation right now.
How would this tax imposed on the companies be different from the other taxes that were being dealt with?
Well, it's actually quite different. What these kind of taxes do is they actually try to level the playing field. So it's not just MNCs, it actually creates a lot of growth opportunities for companies and entrepreneurs within the country to come and try to start ventures. When it comes to major organizations, when they have a very, very big economy of scale, what happens is they actually do cut off a lot of entrepreneurship. These kind of moves will definitely encourage local companies, local industries, and most importantly entrepreneurship in the region. So overall, definitely this is a very different tax regime than what we have seen before, and the implications will also be very different. It won't be as mass spread as the 9% in 2024 was. It'll be more subject to very, very certain areas and not to the entire masses.
To what extent do you believe that the 15% will not constitute a major difference for these companies in terms of them being imposed on the companies that were, of course, we have over 700 million dirhams in terms of profit?
Well, actually, when we look at these MNCs, and this law has come in majorly for the MNCs, they are working in multiple countries there where the tax numbers are much higher. The UK, for example, imposes a 25% corporate tax. We have even right now Saudi imposing a 20% corporate tax. These MNCs, it's not a very difficult venture for them when it comes to profitability, because they have already factored in a 25% and 30% corporate tax in all the other countries. So when it actually comes to sustainability, it will not be an issue. Yes, obviously the margins are hit, and when it comes to margins being hit, no business likes it. But then eventually, it's all because volumes are increasing. We have to see that UAE is increasing in population also, in size also, and in the growth terms also. So overall, UAE is still one of the most lucrative markets for all the MNCs to venture into. And hence, it doesn't really make that much of an impact to these companies, because the extra cost will definitely be offset with the higher volumes.
We have heard about a very important tax incentive that is implemented between 30 and 50% in terms of recovery. Please share with us details.
Well, absolutely. The whole idea of this tax regime has been to actually encourage local companies, to encourage entrepreneurship. So, well, while the country actually believes that local entrepreneurship should be encouraged, but that does not mean MNC should not be doing entrepreneurship. They should not be doing research and development. So anything that actually helps in the growth of not just the country but the region and humanity in general, and it helps in overall growth for the entire region, it's definitely a good thing. So these kind of tax rebates are definitely very, very encouraging from every company's point of view.
So according to you, are we talking about large-sized companies in the UAE that will be subjected to this tax compared with other countries? Let us not forget that the UAE is attracting a large number of multinationals since the law is implemented on whoever actually makes profit. We're talking about 750 million euros in 2 years, which is something very easy in the Emirates.
Yes, absolutely. So this is something that is going to be affecting the major companies. Again, the major companies do have the margins in this part of the world where they can sustain these kind of tax increases. However, because only large companies are subject to this, it does not really impact the entire mass population, and hence the major effect or the major negative effect that can come in with higher taxation is inflation. But given the fact that it is only subject to a few companies and not all the companies, so inflation definitely will not be a big factor with this tax increase.
You were saying that this is the minimum, 15% is the minimum. Shall we expect actually it to be revisited upwards?
Well, absolutely. If you look at the region, Saudi Arabia is the leader, and they have actually done a 20% on corporate tax. It is a matter of time that the arbitrage between taxes in the region will definitely come to an end, and it is possible that most likely we will have almost every country in the region with the same 20% corporate tax kind of structure. It might take a couple of years, but that is where I think it should be going towards.
One last question. When will the financial impact start being implemented in the UAE?
Well, it's difficult to say when exactly the impact will be coming in, but sometime around the middle of next year is where we will see the impact coming in.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a pleasure having you, Mr. Vijay Valecha.
Thank you so much
for joining me. Thank you.